The Sunday school lesson for July 7th, 2024 is Hope Comes in the Morning. Lamentations chapter 3, verses 16 through 24. Welcome, viewers and subscribers, to my channel, The Backstory and More. I am Audrey. If you are new here, please know that if you are interested in knowing what happens before each Sunday school lesson, you are at the right place because I will share the backstory, read the lesson text, and offer a brief lesson summary. May I take this opportunity to invite the viewers who have not decided to subscribe to the channel to do so? Please help this channel grow one viewer and one subscriber at a time. Thank you so much for sharing my video with others, and thank you so much for all that you do to make this channel what it is and what it has the potential to become. Thank you so very much. The backstory. The book of Lamentations commemorates the devastating destruction of Jerusalem that occurred when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, invaded Judah in 586 BC. A long siege left many dead from starvation, and a significant number of the remaining population was brutalized and taken captive to Babylon. The city itself was leveled after Nebuchadnezzar's forces successfully breached the city. Especially hurtful to the inhabitants of Jerusalem was the utter destruction of the temple, the centerpiece of their city, and the symbol of their special relationship with God. Jeremiah chapter 7, verses 4 through 14, and chapter 52, verses 12 through 23. The five poems of Lamentations are one person's attempt to sort through his confusion and questions as well as to find a reason for hope. Though traditionally, this person has been identified with the prophet Jeremiah, the book of Lamentations is anonymous. We cannot know with certainty who expressed the community's grief with such vivid images and powerful poetry. What is clear, however, is that the poet was a master of metaphors with an unusual awareness of his people's pain. The poet's experience is representative of the people as a whole. In fact, throughout Lamentations 3, the speaker presents himself as an authoritative figure with an official role as the people's representative with a responsibility to lead them in expressing and processing their pain. This leads eventually to his leading them in a liturgy of repentance, appealing to divine mercy, and seeking restoration to divine favor. Lamentations chapter 3, verses 40 through 42. The first four of these five laments are acrostic poems. They use the Hebrew alphabet as their organizational scheme by having the first word of each stanza begin with the successive letter of the alphabet. The third lament, the one in which our text is located, intensifies the acrostic so that the first word of each line of each stanza features the successive letter of the Hebrew alphabet. This technique aided the community's collective memory of the trauma. It was also a means of trying to order the chaotic emotions and make sense of the horrific experience in terms of the people's covenant with God. While the people of Judah certainly had to express their grief and wrestle with the difficult theological questions raised by their intense suffering, they also had to remember God's character and his long track record of faithfulness and love if they were to avoid succumbing to despair. This latter task dominates the poet's concerns in Lamentations chapter 3, verses 16 through 24. These verses are a climax for the collection of poems that make up the book of Lamentations. Verses 16 through 18. He has broken my teeth with gravel. He has trampled me in the dust. I have been deprived of peace. I have forgotten what prosperity is. So I say, my splendor is gone, and all that I had hoped from the Lord. Verses 19 through 21. I remember my affliction and my wandering, the bitterness and the gall. I well remember them, and my soul is downcast within me. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Verses 22 through 24. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him. A brief summary. Then Jeremiah turned the anguish on himself, grieving over the calamities that had befallen his people. He so deeply experienced Jerusalem's punishment, even though he had remained faithful to God, that he felt totally deprived of peace, and swore he would never forget this bitter time. In the midst of such great suffering, Jeremiah had one thing left: the Lord is my portion. So he had hope. In simple justice, God could have wiped out all the people for their years of stubborn sinning. It was God's great love, not his justice, that kept the captives alive. Deserved or not, God's compassion is as sure as the dawn. The Lord is faithful to his people, even when they are not faithful to him. This is just a gentle reminder to the viewers who have not subscribed to my channel. If this video has been of any significance to you, please subscribe to the channel and help this channel grow one viewer and one subscriber at a time. And to those of you who have already begun to share my video with others, thank you so very much for all that you do and all that you have done to make this channel what it is and what it has the potential to become. Thank you once again. Stay safe and may God bless.